I think we're now officially live. Hello, everybody! We are back. You're gonna have to listen to my dulcet tones once more. It is time for the Canadian Grand Prix, but we still have another 40 minutes until it takes place. So what are we gonna do in the meantime? Well, we're gonna watch the Indy 500. The last 100 laps of it are so. Oh my gosh! Oh, I didn't even realize this. Tomo, who I used to watch when I was a bit younger, has had a baby. Oh, that's sweet. Um, I'm gonna go and get my stream up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna promote it, and then we will get underway. But it is the Indy 500 that is on right now. New Garden's just crashed. Pardon me. New Garden has just crashed. And in the moment, Malukas is leading, and he was who I picked to win the 500. Do you know, the audio right now feels really good in my ears. I don't know how good it actually is. Is it? It is the Indy 500. Oh my gosh, that does sound really nice. The audio sounds really nice right now. I don't know why, but it just sounds really crisp. It's really, really nice. Right. Hello, everybody. I am live on YouTube. It's really weird. Like, I can hear like a droning noise in my headphones, but I'm just gonna put up with it. Yeah. Basically, what happened was Newgarden he went into the final turn a bit too quickly. Basically, the race has been on and off in terms of like how much it's been on because of there's been 4 cautions, now 5, 2 for crashes, 1 for Ryan Hunter-Reay and Catherine Legg. Hunter-Reay lost it and Legg crashed trying to avoid him. And if she hadn't avoided him, it would have been a big crash. So thankfully she did avoid him. Unfortunately, meant that she had to retire from the race as well. And then what happened afterwards was Will Power had a mechanical failure. Then they had 2 rain cautions because, of course, Indy cars can't race on the ovals in wet weather because it's too dangerous. And now we're on our 5th one. I think it's our 5th one anyway, because of Joseph Newgarden crashing at the last corner. I'm just going to go and check that I got that right. I think I did. How many cautions have there been? Live timing, here we go, right. I think it's just those guys. Oh yeah, Carpenter crashed as well, so we've had 4 cautions. Carpenter crashed, and then Rossi retired because his leg pain basically got too bad because he, of course, he crashed started this week and ended up in hospital with a bit of a sore leg, and he basically was walking on crutches the whole time beforehand, but Newgarden was walking on his own feet, which is good. It was a big one. He's in the ambulance, but he's alright. He walked out off his own steam. At the moment, the order is Malukas, Polo, Daly, Dixon, Rosengvist, McLaughlin, Ward, Armstrong, Ericsson, Ferrucci. And then it's Kirkwood, Castroneves, VK, Rasmussen, Siegel, Hauger, who of course used to drive an F2, Sato, Kyle Collette, who drove an F3, Stingray Robb, Kiffin Simpson, Louis Foster, Mick Schumacher, Christian Lundgaard, Graham Rahal, or as Americans call him, Graham Rahal, Jack Harvey, Romain Grosjean, and Jacob Abel. Abel is a lap down, everybody else is on the lead lap. As I said, there's been 6 retirements. Legg and Hunter-Reay, which was 118 laps ago. Crazy to think about. Then after that, you had Ed Carpenter retiring 9 laps later on the restart of that. Him and Takuma Sato had a little bit of contact. We got a few guys down pit road apparently, according to my timing screens. Rosenqvist, Award, Armstrong, Ferrucci, VK, Rasmussen, Siegel, Hauger, Sato, Colette, Rob, Rahal, Harvey, Grosjean, Abel, all of them are down pit road. Now this is going to be interesting because now the top 10 is Malukas, Palou, Daly, Dixon, McLaughlin, Ericsson, Kirkwood, Castroneves, Simpson and Foster. These guys aren't going to go a lap down because they are under caution, and I think what they're banking on is they're going to be banking on another couple of cautions coming out, because that means that they will be able to make it to the end on this pit stop. A very, very bold strategy, but it could pay off for them. Here comes loads of the cars down pit road now. So, yeah, my stream's a little bit behind. I'm watching it on Sky Go. I wasn't expecting it to be up to speed, to be fair. But yes, as I was saying, Rossi and Power both retired on the same lap. Rossi, because of it, as I said, his leg pain is getting worse. And then Power because of an engine failure. And then, of course, Newgarden had his crash. So in terms of who had really good pit stops there, Rosenqvist had a really good stop. I'm so confused by what the timing order can't be right now, because it says that Schumacher's in 12th. Did he stay out? He must have stayed out. Okay, here we go. Right, we're getting the order through now, so bear with me for a second, guys. Yeah, they're talking about the guys who have come in to the pits and how they might be able to make it on. They said one more stop. I think that they could genuinely get to the end if certain things go their way, because I believe they were able to go 60 laps in the first stint. I think it was 60 laps. 50 or 60 laps on the opening stint. So they could genuinely get to the end. I think all of
And you heard Pato Awards strategist Nick Snyder tell him, hey, we might be in a situation where we can make it on one more.
is that it? Right, you guys can hear the actual broadcast, so I'm gonna put it back in my ears. There we go, apologies. I had some technical issues. Here we go, we're getting ready to go back under green flag racing. David Malukas leading the pack away from Alex Palou, Connor Daly, and Palou's teammate Scott Dixon, with Scott McLaughlin, Malukas' teammate, just behind him. These five, it's going to be very fascinating to see what happens. Dixon's promoted up to 4th now due to Newgarden's retirement, and that will be a massive help for Palou, because he's now got his teammate only 2 positions back from him as he and Dixon try and work together to try and win. Palou gets a really good restart, so does Daly. Daly takes the lead. Here comes Dixon. Dixon's going to go 2nd. McLaughlin at the outside. Oh! What a restart from McLaughlin. Malukas has just had a terrible restart. He's down to 6th. Ericsson's just got past him as well. He just completely froze there. Has he got mechanical problems? Because he's got no pace right now. Here comes Palou on Daly, and Daly keeps it in, and it remains the top 6 being McLaughlin, who's now in the lead after being in 5th on the restart, which is crazy. Daly, and then Palou, Dixon, Ericsson, and Malukas. Daly's now going back for the lead again, and he's in the lead again. Palou's going to try and go around the outside of McLaughlin, but Daly's in front of him, so he can't make the move. This is absolute chaos. The restarts at the 500 are always incredible, but Malukas needs to make up a lot of ground, because he was doing a brilliant job beforehand, and now he's on the back foot. Now it is up to Dixon and Palou to carry the flag for CGR. Simpson's down in 8th, so I don't think he'll be able to make an impact on the race. He doesn't have the pace, but Kyle Kirkwood's up into 7th. He started the day very far back in the field. Here comes McLaughlin, who hasn't won a 500. He's getting ready to take the lead back from another driver who's never won the 500. And Daly, Palou almost hits McLaughlin coming in towards turn 1. He's basically on his bumper. And now you got the two yellow submarines at the front. McLaughlin leading Palou. Daly a little bit further back, and now Malukas seems to be getting into a rhythm, as is Dixon. Dixon's going to try and go for a move on Daly here. Same with Malukas on Ericsson. And a very, very big bit of defending there from Daly has bottlenecked Dixon completely here. And as a result, Marcus Ericsson's going to have a run on him coming out of the final corner. And will Ericsson be able to make an impact on him coming in towards the first turn? Perhaps. Palou takes the lead back. First time in a while he is led. First time since the restart, and now McLaughlin 2nd and Daly in 3rd. Dixon 4th, Ericsson 5th, and Malukas in 6th. Sort of close together, the whole pack at the moment. There doesn't seem to be very many gaps forming. Here comes Malukas now, going for a move on Ericsson, but meanwhile, the camera's cut towards McLaughlin. Malukas completes the move to get up into 5th. Ferrucci up into 16th to get past Foster, and that is a crucial move for him because he's hoping to continue his run of top 10 finishes. He is now up into 16th. Foster's now dropped down to 19th, so he's had a very poor time of it at the moment. And here comes McLaughlin again taking the lead from Palou at the start-finish line. Daly's going to go for it and go into 2nd, and that is a lovely move from the Indiana native to take 2nd place. He hasn't ever won the 500, but he has come close a few times. He's led quite a lot of laps. In fact, I think a couple years ago he actually led the most laps at the 500. But at the moment, Ericsson's struggling. So is Dixon. And what do they have in common? They've both just been passed by David Malukas. Malukas is finally getting into the swing of things. And these four at the front, I think, are going to be the main 4 guys battling for victory at the moment. Malukas was my pick for the race win, and I think he could still go on and win it. Here is McLaughlin and Daly though, and Daly takes the lead back again, and this is incredible racing between these 3. Daly leading McLaughlin and Palou, but keep an eye on Malukas. Keep an eye on Malukas. He finished 2nd last year here. Ericsson's just got himself up into 5th, ahead of Dixon, and Dixon's really struggling now. Kyle Kirkwood looks to be catching up to him now as well. But here is McLaughlin and Daly right at the front. 62 laps to go of this Indy 500. 138 of the 200 completed. And it's still Daly leading McLaughlin as they come to start lap 139. McLaughlin taking the lead at the start-finish line. Palou going to try and go around the outside of both of them. And he's made it work! That is incredible! What a move from Alex Palou to take the lead. And he's going for it. McLaughlin is now in tow. Daly's dropping back, and Daly dropping back means only one thing. David Malukas is now back up into 3rd, and he needs to catch up to his teammate, Scott McLaughlin, and the Thirsty Threes crew, and that incredible Chip Ganassi machine of Alex Palou. And I say incredible, this man is unstoppable nearly every racetrack he goes to. Here comes McLaughlin though. McLaughlin takes the lead back from Palou, and it is back to being to and fro. Earlier on, it was Palou and Dixon, but now it is McLaughlin and Palou. 2 different teams, 2 different engines battling out for the win, and now McLaughlin has an ally because David Malukas is now right on their tail. This is going to get interesting because Palou is outnumbered here. The question is, can he overcome the disadvantage he has to the Penske's? Earlier on, he had Felix Rosenqvist helping him out, but Rosenqvist is now down in 11th. So now, he had Dixon and Rosenqvist both helping him out. Now he doesn't have either of them. Dixon's down in 6th, trying to keep up with Marcus Ericsson, and Rosenqvist is down in 11th, behind Marcus Armstrong and ahead of Pato O'Ward. Palou still leading on lap 141, 59 to go here at Indianapolis, and it is still Palou who leads, but McLaughlin's going to go for it. You're going to see on the left, there goes McLaughlin through, and Malukas is still not far behind them. 59 laps to go, and it is still all to play for here. These are the 4 that I reckon have the best odds, but don't count out Ericsson either. He won the race a couple years ago here. In 2023, he won around the Brickyard. And the question is, can he do it again and become the first multiple winner from Sweden of the 500? He's in 5th at the moment. Connor Daly looking for his first 500, his first IndyCar victory. Same with David Malukas, while Alex Palou looking for his second 500 win. McLaughlin looking for his first, but not his first IndyCar victory, unlike Malukas and Daly. Palou takes the lead back, 58 to go, and this is some incredible high-speed chess at 230 miles an hour at times. I mean, their average speed at the moment is close to 220 miles per hour, which just shows the incredible speeds of this race, and the incredible machines that these drivers are racing in. McLaughlin back to the lead now, and it's toing and froing as I said a minute ago. 26 cars still on the lead lap, only Jacob Abel a lap down. And one driver who's very impressing me at the moment is Mick Schumacher, who's in 13th place currently. But there's still another 57 laps to go, and anything can happen. Malukas is looking a little bit more threatening now towards Palou as well. Question is Malukas just in that perfect 3rd place spot at the moment, saving fuel, trying his best to just make sure he can eke out an extra lap? And is Dixon doing the same thing? He did it on the first stint, and he's so well known for doing it. Is Scott Dixon just hanging back, waiting, biding his time for the final pit stops so he can extend his stint and lower the odds of him getting caught up in a dogfight in the mid-pack? That is the question. Well, here's another question. Which of the Penske's is going to be the one to challenge Palou? Because now, Malukas is right on the tail of McLaughlin. As I say that, he comes through turn 3 and he drops back a little bit. It's like he's tactically just hanging back a little bit. McLaughlin, meanwhile, is right behind Palou once again, and he will probably take the lead back from him. It is going to be close into 1. I think Palou is going to hang on this time around, which is the first time in a while that they haven't to and froed into 1 or into turn 3. We're at lap 145 now, and still, it looks like anything could happen. If you want to run down to the top 10, currently, Palou leads McLaughlin, Malukas, Daly, Ericsson, Dixon, Kirkwood, Simpson, Castroneves, and Felix Rosenqvist. A very, very talented top 10, full of some Indy 500 winners. Not just Palou, the race leader, but Ericsson in 5th, Dixon in 6th, and Castroneves in 9th. All of them 500 winners. And here comes somebody who has him on the 500, Malukas. He moves ahead of McLaughlin. And at this stage, it just looks like David Malukas is looking like the main threat for Alex Palou. He had a terrible restart. He dropped all the way back to 6th, but he's back there. He's back battling at the front with the Spaniard, the Barcelona-born driver, the Catalan? Yeah, the Catalan driver battling at the front with David Malukas. Malukas, born to Lithuanian immigrants, and he's going to go for the lead. First time he's led the race since the restart, and he's got the lead back. And this is going to be, I think, the battle for the win. Malukas and Palou. This could be the day for the Lithuanian-born driver. He has never won an IndyCar race. He's come close on several occasions on the ovals. He is one of the best drivers on the planet at racing on ovals. Along with the likes of Christian Rasmussen, Palou is also very quick on the ovals. McLaughlin, Newgarden, these guys are just some of the best drivers on the planet when it comes to ovals. And Malukas, despite being an expert on the ovals, is yet to win an IndyCar race. And he comes into the pits, as does McLaughlin. They are pitting. This is their final stop, and this is it for them. Palou takes the lead back, Daly now 2nd, Ericsson 3rd, Dixon 4th, Kirkwood in 5th, Kiffin Simpson in 6th, and Rosenqvist in 7th. Can these guys pit a lap earlier, or even a few laps earlier, and manage to make it to the end? A 7.2 second stop for McLaughlin. Malukas, on the other hand, has the 7.8, and McLaughlin gets out ahead. But these two are going to work together. They're going to draft, and they're going to try their very best to create a bit of speed and momentum Daly and Ericsson have pitted. Palou is now in the pits as well. And this is the race for the victory. Although Dixon has gone an extra lap, that is something to keep an eye on. Dixon and Kirkwood have extended their stints, and that is something to make a note of, because come the end, they will be a little bit more comfier on fuel. But into the pits comes Palou, Daly, Ericsson, and Louis Foster. Kirkwood's taking the lead now from Scott Dixon. An 8-second pit stop for Ericsson. Palou has a 7.3 second stop, so this is going to be close on pit. Coming on towards the pit straight is Malukas and McLaughlin. Where is Alex Palou? Where is Alex Palou? Are we going to see him on the left? Are we going to see him on the left? Are we going to see him on the left? Where is Palou? There is Daly. There is Palou there. They're going to catch up to him, but are they going to have the overspeed to get ahead of him? It's going to be close. It is going to be close. Palou is ahead for now, but there's still another 50 laps to go, and these two are going to work together, McLaughlin and Malukas, and they're both closing on Palou at a rate of knots because they have the momentum. Palou pitted. These guys have already got up to full racing speed, and Malukas is going to take the lead back on lap 150. McLaughlin's going to try and follow him through. Palou gets back into the slipstream, and the net race lead, despite them being 19th at the moment, is at David Malukas' door. Dixon's come into the pits with Simpson, Rosenqvist, Award, the top three now. Dixon, the only driver to pit on that lap. In reality, Kirkwood has come out, and he's come out just behind Ericsson, and we've got a pack of 5 here now, with the Penske leading of David Malukas, and then Ganassi's Alex Palou. The other Penske left in the race of Scott McLaughlin, Dreyer and Reinbold, who have a one-off entry for this race, with Connor Daly, and then the Andretti duo of Marcus Ericsson and Kyle Kirkwood. There goes Palou back into the race lead. Daly's now back there as well. Where is Scott Dixon compared to these guys? There is Scott Dixon there. They're going to get past him just as he comes towards the end of the pit exit. But that does not mean he is out of it by any stretch of the imagination. He is bailed out back and forth, but he's going to drop behind Connor Daly and Marcus Ericsson, and it looks like Kyle Kirkwood is going to be right there as well. But this is the battle at the front. Simpson, Rosenqvist, Ward, Armstrong, Schumacher, Hauger, VK, Ferrucci, Lundgaard, and Siegel, they are all yet to pit. They are waiting, hoping for a caution. Something to happen here potentially. But Malukas and Palou are rotating the lead here. McLaughlin's right behind them, and this is an important part of the race, because Dixon has come out behind Connor Daly, and he is currently behind Ericsson as well. Mick Schumacher has come into the pits now as well. Kirkwood and Dixon battling currently for 6th place, a net 6th place on the track. And that is important because Palou doesn't have an ally. McLaughlin and Malukas do. They have each other. So now McLaughlin's got to have to go for it. 47 laps to go. Some of these guys are going to try and get to the end if they can. Meanwhile, these two are still rotating positions. They're going to have to get a move on because they need to close 30 odd seconds to the leaders if they don't pit. And I'm looking at it right now and how old these stints are. And let's have a little look. When was the last time? Here we go. So the last stops were by Lundgaard and Simpson 38 laps ago. So they're going to pit. 24 laps ago, Abel, Robb, Rahal, Harvey, Grosjean, Collette, Sato, all those guys, they're going to try and get as far as they can. But there's still a long, long way to go. 46 laps. And some of these guys are going to try and get to the end. The guys that are on the alternative strategy are everybody except Lundgaard and Simpson. And oh, Tom Gaymore is giving his opinion. There's 45 laps to go. These guys need to gain 7 or 8 tenths a lap. Rosenqvist needs to try and control the pace as well as he can. So in order for these guys to get to the end, they need to go 28 plus 44. They need to go 72 laps on this set of fuel and tires to get to the end of the race. Rosenqvist is currently leading for Meyershank Racing, and then it's Kyffin Simpson second in the third Ganassi, while O'Ward is in third. Simpson cannot make it to the end of this race, and neither can Christian Lundgaard. They just can't. They would have to go 80 laps on a tank of fuel, which is simply not possible. However, Palou and Malukas are still 35 seconds back. If these guys completely farm their fuel, we could very well see a 2011 style end to the race where we don't know who's got enough fuel. We don't know who is going to be able to make it to the end. We could have a whole thing with a rookie leading like we saw with Bertrand Paquette. This is going to be an entertaining finish to the race. We've got half an hour until the Formula 1 starts with the Canadian Grand Prix, and I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't. There, Tom Gamer had a pepperoni pizza and Simone Di Silvestro had a margarita. Duly noted. My money is still on David Malukas. Who's Di Silvestro's money on? See, at the moment, these guys... They've lost 2 seconds! They've lost 2 seconds to Rosenqvist! They've lost 2 seconds to Rosenqvist. They are so confident that he is not going to make it to the end that these guys are willingly losing time to the cars in front. This is bold. Because they were 35 seconds back a minute ago. And now they're 37 back. Coming into the pits... Somebody was coming into the pits there. I didn't see who it was. I'll need to have a look in a second. It's Stingray Rob. And Stingray Rob was on that strategy to get to the end. The two drivers who weren't, that are still out on track, were Kyffin Simpson and Christian Lundgaard. Everybody else who is in front of Alex Palou in 15th place and David Malukas in 16th place is going to try and get to the end of the race. You just see this pack of cars... And currently they're in the mid-pack. You know, there's 27 cars left in the race. And we're looking at the guys who are in 15th. Zach Brown's at the Indianapolis 500, not at the Canadian Grand Prix, which to people who aren't F1 fans and are in fact fans of multiple, who are F1 fans but also watch IndyCar, they will understand why he is at the Indy 500. This is the Monaco Grand Prix, this is the Super Bowl, this is the Champions League final, this is the World Series final, you know, this is the Daytona 500, this is the biggest event of the year. Everybody wants to win this. And currently McLaren are gambiting 3rd, 8th and 9th. All of them trying to get to the end. Apparently I've disconnected, have I? Oh no, wait, hang on, it's my internet on my phone. All good. Simpson is in the pits. So that's 1 down, 1 to go. Lundgaard needs to pit in the next couple of laps, otherwise he's going to run out of fuel. And that is a forecast for these guys because Simpson's tyres were, I think, around 15 laps older. His stint, sorry, was around 15 laps older. No, it was 10. So that means these guys are going to have to pit in the next 10 laps. Otherwise, they're going to run out of fuel. So they're going to be on 28 laps of fuel to the end. And they're going to be going for it like hell to try and catch up. It will be a scenario where Malukas and Palou and McLaughlin, Daly, all the guys who are at the front, they go from being the hunters to being hunted. Simpson's come out ahead, but he'll obviously drop behind them because he has not got the momentum. So Polo's gotten ahead, Malukas has gotten ahead, McLaughlin will, and so will Daly. But well done to Kevin Simpson, because he has got himself in the battle for this race win now, which is incredible. I did not think I would be saying that at the start of the day. Lundgaard has to pit, and he has. Where will he come out? He's just come down pit road now. I just saw him there. There's Hauger. There is Rosenqvist and Award coming in towards the first few turns of the track now. And currently, the top 10, Rosenqvist, Award, Hauger, Armstrong, Ferrucci, VK Siegel, Sato, Collette, and Grosjean. And then it's Harvey and Ray Hall. Those are the 12 guys who are attempting to do this strategy. And then you have Lundgaard and Simpson trying a similar move, but coming in about 10 laps earlier. So the question is now, how far will these guys get? Well, there's Pato Award coming down pit road now. There's 36 laps to go. I think he's trying to balance it out. He's trying to make sure that he's got enough fuel to get to the end, but he doesn't want to leave it too empty in the tank, because he's still got a few more laps of fuel in that tank, I'm pretty sure. And we know that because he pitted the same lap as the likes of Rosenqvist and Hauger and Armstrong and Ferrucci, VK, Sato, Collette, Grosjean. Siegel's come into the pits as well. These guys are banking on a caution, or are going to try their very best to get a really, really good last stint in to catch up to the guys at the front, just like Kevin Simpson has done. Because those guys have lost 2 seconds to the lead over this stint so far, and it's probably a bit more than that now. Rosenqvist has 4 or 5 more laps, which is exactly what I predicted. I predicted around 28 to go. These guys would have to pit, and that is about right. Rosenqvist, Sato, and Grosjean are the only 3, that, as well as Ray Hall, and I believe, and just those 4 that remain out on track on this strategy. Everybody else has come into the pits, and now Rosenqvist is coming in. Rosenqvist, Sato, Grosjean, Ray Hall, they're all going to have to come down pit road soon. Malukas will take the lead back with Palou just behind him. They have lost 9 seconds on this stint to Rosenqvist. So, this will be an interesting angle to see where Malukas and Palou are compared to Rosenqvist when he comes out of the pits. It's a good pit stop. But where will he come out compared to Malukas and Palou? They're coming down the front straight now, and they're going to come through now, and there's Malukas. There is a lap car, and there is Palou. I think that's Jacob Abel, who's in between Palou and Malukas now. Rosenqvist has now come out just behind Pato Award. Award is ahead and is now into 4th. Award might well be on for this 500. Hauger's got a speeding penalty, so that's him officially out of it. And that is a rookie error that we also saw Kyle Larson make in his first season in the 500. But we have 13 guys who are within 10 seconds of the lead. These are the guys who are most likely going to be in with a chance of the win. Malukas, Palou, McLaughlin, Award, Rosenqvist, Daly, Ericsson, Dixon, Armstrong. And then in 11th place we have... Oh, here we go, Palou and Malukas. Now back together again after lapping Abel. Kirkwood, Schumacher, who's doing a fantastic job in 12th. The highest Ray Hall in this race. They have done a brilliant job. He has done a brilliant job. And Castro Neves in 13th. The newest pitters, Rosenqvist 3 laps to go, Armstrong 4 laps to go, Ward 5 laps to go, and Simpson 8 laps to go. Those are the guys who are at an advantage, and McLaughlin, Malukas, and Palou are going to be looking in their mirrors because they have a fast Mexican guy coming right on their tail. This is incredible. These two are still going at it at the front. So we are hearing Ward, according to James Hinchcliffe, has a lot of fuel saving to do. A lot. Rosenqvist's fuel saving might just give him a chance in this race, more so than Ward, because he has less fuel saving to do. 29 laps to go this Indy 500, and I can't take my eyes off it. And it's a shame I'm going to have to switch on the F1 soon, because this is incredible. Who is going to win? Which of these 5? Because the thing is now we've got a gap between Rosenqvist and Daly, 1.5 seconds. Those are the 5 guys: Malukas, Palou, McLaughlin, O'Ward, and Rosenqvist. 4 guys who have never won the 500 before. 1 guy who has come close several times. Another guy who's finished second. Rosenqvist and McLaughlin as well. 2 guys who have won races in IndyCar, but not won the 500 or finished second at the 500. A pole sitter at the 500 in McLaughlin. Somebody who looked very quick. But there is a gap that is being pulled out between Malukas with Palou and McLaughlin. They are 2.5 seconds clear. It is those two that are 2.7 seconds clear at the moment. They are 28 laps away from glory. Simpson's dropped behind Castro Neves. His strategy is not working at the moment for him. However, what is working is David Malukas and Alex Palou's machines. They are just 27 laps away, one of the two of them, from glory. But the question is can either of the alternative strategy runners do anything to impact them? They're now coming up towards lap traffic. They are lapping cars now. They're lapping the likes of Stingray Robb and Jack Harvey. Sorry, it was Jack Harvey they were lapping, not Stingray Robb. There's so many cars that have similar liveries. Next up is Dennis Hauger, who got a speeding penalty. And now Malukas clears him. And now it's up to them to clear the cars as quickly as they can. Because if they don't, they could be in big, big trouble. And that is going to be the question for both Malukas and for Palou. McLaughlin, O'Ward, and Rosenqvist need to clear these guys quickly as well. Otherwise, any chance of a victory that they might have will fade faster than half of the planet during Avengers Infinity War. Spoiler alert. Although the film came out about 8 years ago, so not really a spoiler alert. Malukas is now 2 seconds clear of Palou. By clearing the traffic so effectively, he has got himself a 2.2 second margin with 26 laps to go. He has got through the traffic really well here. So fair play to David Malukas. He has cleared them. He's still got a 2 second lead to Palou, who needs to clear some of the other guys in front. And this is when crunch time really begins for the guys at the front. Rosenqvist nearly in the wall there. Daly is caught back up with these guys as well. Connor Daly is also back in this fight. He is close right up to these guys who are in 5th, 4th, and 3rd. He is back in that fight. Palou is trying to currently clear cars, but now he's closer to McLaughlin than he is to Malukas. This is incredible. Now McLaughlin's lapping though, and this is what, and Malukas in the pits! Here's me thinking that they could get to near the end, but they won't. They're pitting. Now they've got to go for it. And now Malukas leaves his pit stop. Award is now ahead of McLaughlin, and this could be Award's race to lose now. He has got a chance at winning this. Palou's gonna have to pit. So is McLaughlin. I didn't even realize these guys needed to pit so early. And whoa, Rosenqvist did nearly crash. But there is McLaughlin and Palou, the two yellows, into pit lane. It will be a quick stop for them both. Malukas is now back out on track, and I don't know where he is, but he is going to have to close nearly a lap in 30 laps. Can he do it? Can he do it? Look at this! Look at this battle! Siegel and Simpson. 2 second-year drivers. Collette is there as well, and these are the guys who are on the alternative strategy. You can see David Malukas is now right on their back, and there's Palou, and there's McLaughlin. There is the race leader. Pato O'Ward is on the same straightaway as Alex Palou and Scott McLaughlin, very briefly, but these guys need to recover all that time in 22 laps. Can they do it? They are going to be going hell or high water for this race win. Daly's now in the pits as well. Award leads Rosenqvist and Eriksson. It's a 2-3 for the Swedes. Award's now clearing some traffic. And this is where the race will get crazy. Malukas needs to close 29 seconds in 21 laps. This is going to be insane. This is going to be insane. Award is using Rahal for slipstream. Now it's about how quickly will the guys who have just pitted close. Will they be able to close in 21 laps around 27 seconds? Well, there goes Dixon into the pits as well in the background, and you saw Kirkwood in the pits too. Armstrong is closing now as well. Malukas is 28 seconds behind. We have to keep an eye on that, but it looks as though he is out of it now. Because he has to clear a whole bunch of cars before he can even get to fighting these guys. He needs to close over a second a lap, and it's just not happening for him at the moment. He's back in the top 10, but he's got to close 27 seconds on these guys. He is closing, but he's not closing quickly enough at the moment. Award is going to lead for as long as he can, but if Rosenqvist gets the lead, that is basically game over for any chance of the guys who have pitted in the last few laps of winning this race. 15 minutes until F1 starts, and I don't want to watch F1 right now. I want to watch this. 19 laps to go of the Indy 500. Malukas is closing enough. Malukas is closing enough. He's closing over a second a lap. Now, I need to do some math here, right? He has got 20 laps to close up 25 seconds. That would be about 1.3 seconds a lap, I think. He closed 2 seconds that last lap. It was 27 seconds. Now it's 25. Malukas is not out of this yet. He is not out of this yet. If he and Palou continue on their stampede, they are not out of this. Lundgaard and McLaughlin and Dixon and Daly, anybody else on this strategy, I mean, Lundgaard wasn't, but anybody else on the strategy is out of it. Malukas and Palou, it's down to them. They need to gain a second and a half a lap to even have a chance at winning this 500. And they are very, very quick at the moment. They've gained only half a second so far in this lap, though, which is nowhere near enough. But that is what happens when they're clearing traffic. Award is just using Graham Rahal perfectly there to save some fuel. Rosenqvist is going to clear Rahal as well. And now, this is where it gets to crunch time. 24 seconds separates Malukas and Award. 18 laps to go. And there goes Palou past him as well. So Malukas has 2 more cars to clear. Ferrucci and Grosjean. And then he has complete clean air. Apart from the occasional lapped car. And that is then where it gets to the crazy. Rosenqvist's car is all over the place at the moment though, which is bad news for him and O'Ward, because the more those two squabble, the more it will bring Malukas and Palou into it, and I think these two have now realised they need to get a move on. They've got 17 laps, 23 seconds, they're not closing by enough at the moment, but there goes Malukas, and now he is in clean air. Malukas is in clean air, he has 23 seconds to close in 17 laps, 1.2, 1.3 seconds, give or take. Now, can he close up enough? He is going to be going for it. If these two battle too hard, and Armstrong also battles too hard with them, if he does get involved, it is going to be a heck of a finish. 22 seconds now. Palou is not anywhere near Malukas now. He's still clearing Ferrucci and Grosjean. If anybody is going to stop these guys, Rosenqvist or O'Ward, the former McLaren teammates, it will be a driver who should have been at McLaren, David Malukas. It is now 21 seconds. Malukas was 10 miles an hour faster last time. This is it. I was saying to you guys, Malukas is still in this. He has pitted, but he's still in this. He's got to close 20 seconds now in 15 laps. Now, it's a 5-lap margin there. It's less than that now. It'll be 19.5 by the time they get across the line. Every single meter, every single inch, every single centimeter of track, David Malukas is closing on these guys, and there goes Felix Rosenqvist into the lead, and this is the most important stint in the whole race. This is where the crunch time will truly happen, because Rosenqvist is the one who ultimately has the pace and the fuel mileage to get to the end of the race. 18.6 seconds with 15 to go. The question is Malukas going to gain any more on him? Because Palou, Pato O'Ward was losing time over fist to him. Malukas just is not gaining anymore. I think he's out of it. I think Malukas might well be out of it. Felix Rosenqvist is on to win the Indy 500, short of some sort of fuel problem or a late race caution, because Malukas is not catching him anymore. I don't know if he has to clear traffic or if he's just not got any more pace in the tank. But Rosenqvist has the pace. Rosenqvist at 2:19. So it's not even the fact that Malukas is going slow. Rosenqvist is just that much quicker than O'Ward at the moment. O'Ward was race managing to a ridiculous degree. And if O'Ward had stayed ahead, Malukas would have been back in it, but he's not anymore. It is between Rosenqvist and O'Ward, and we think O'Ward has ultimately got enough fuel that Rosenqvist has got enough fuel to win this race ahead of O'Ward. Malukas is closing again, but he's still far too slow. It was a 2:15 last lap for Rosenqvist. If Malukas runs at a 2:17, it still won't be enough. By my mental slight math, I mean, I didn't do very well in math at school, kids, but I don't think Malukas is in it anymore. It's between these two, Pato O'Ward and Felix Rosenqvist. Neither of them have won a 500. But look at this. Whoa! Mick Schumacher's gone to unlap himself and has let him go. He has let him go. He needed Schumacher to get ahead of him there because now he can use him for the draft. But will Schumacher just pull away? Because Schumacher's on fresh tires. He's in 19th at the moment. He's had a very good rookie Indy 500. But as it stands, Collette's going to win Rookie of the Year by the look of things. He's in 11th at the moment. But there is Malukas, 16.8 behind. He's closing. But again, he still needs to gain a lot more time than just that. Look at the run that Schumacher had. That's crazy. He was like a rocket ship going past them. Palou did this last year. That's right. That's right. He's only won once, and that was in 2020 at Road America. He hasn't won on an oval. He's only won once in his entire IndyCar career. Pato O'Ward has never won the Indy 500 either. Neither of them have won it. One of these two is probably going to win this race on this alternative strategy, which has worked. An absolute dream for these guys. You would think that whoever it is that wins the race, they must have led the most laps, or they led a lot of the race. No, these guys have barely led the race. They have been working in the background, working their strategies to perfection, to the point where two of the best strategy crews in IndyCar, the 12 Penske and the 10 Chip Ganassi, haven't been able to outsmart them. It is these two at the front, Rosenqvist and O'Ward, and Malukas and Palou and McLaughlin cannot do anything about it now. F1's starting in 8 minutes and I do not want to watch it. I think this will end before that though, because by the look of things, it is going to be a pretty quick finish to this. As it stands, Rosenqvist on to win. O'Ward has to try and pull a lever somehow. Has he got the fuel to win this? Or will it be a Rosenqvist win? We don't know. Mick Schumacher is basically being used by Rosenqvist to a perfect example for fuel saving. And it looks like any hope of David Malukas winning the 500 is is in the bin. And oh, we got a caution! Oh, Kyle Collette! And that is a big one. Kyle Collette's in the wall. This is it. This is it, guys. This is it. Holy crap. This is it. Everything that has just happened is for absolutely nothing. And David Malukas and Alex Palou are back in this. The two guys with the best cars today are back in this race. I was just saying, Malukas is out of it. I concede. And as soon as I say that, I see a yellow panel on the left-hand side of the front straight. And Kyle Collette's stricken Junkos. Thankfully, I think he's okay. Is he okay? Is he okay? I don't think something's happened. He's not moving. It's a red flag. Something's happened with Collette. Something has happened with Collette, guys. Something's happened with him. Something has happened with him. Something's happened to him, guys. He's not moving out the car. Is he okay? I don't know if he's okay, guys. I don't know if he's okay. Because he's not... Oh, he's okay. I think he's moving. Yeah, he's moving. Okay, good. Oh my gosh. I was so worried there because I didn't see him moving out the car. That is... Oh my god. I was so worried that he was hurt there. He's okay. He's very... He's a bit wounded. But he's okay. Good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that Kyle was okay. That is the most important thing. What actually happened to him? We can see the replay of what happened to him now. Oh! That's a big one. He's corrected it into the wall. He oversteered. Corrected it too much. Went into the wall at turn 2, just like Ryan Hunter-Reay did. And thankfully, nobody hit him. Thankfully, nobody hit him. He was running so well as well. He was running just outside the top 10, and just like that, the race has opened up. Wide open, guys. Wide open. Anything can now happen in this race. Absolutely anything could happen. Because what's happened now is, the red flag has come out, which means there is going to be a incredible finish to this 500. And it's so annoying that I'm going to have to turn over and put on F1, which I'm not going to do, by the way. I'm going to put F1 on my phone, because Indy 500 is taking freaking priority here. And the Kyle Collette's crew are gutted, which is totally understandable because they were having a fantastic day. Right, Canada, the Canadian Grand Prix is now on. This is the replay from Daly. Well done to Daly on avoiding him. I know it was probably quite easy to do because thankfully Colette didn't bounce off the wall very much. Holy crap, that's how damaged the chassis of the car was. You can see it. The body of the cars. Wait a second! Oh my gosh! Is that how much of the car got taken off there? Wow. Part of the chassis just got completely sandwiched off the car with the tire. That is one of the biggest crashes I've seen at the 500 in a while. I think the biggest one I ever saw was obviously Kirkwood's. They can give the car batteries. And they can give the driver a fan and a drink. That's it. They can't change tires. Which means it is a level playing field now. Because all of the gaps have now closed. The guys who have pitted recently are at an advantage. And Felix Rosenqvist and Pato O'Ward and Marcus Armstrong's odds of winning this race have just gone down like a horse at the Kentucky Derby. He looks absolutely gutted, Mike Shank. Did he just swear? Did he just swear? He just swore. 6-7. He said 6-7. He said 6-7, guys. I'm pretty sure he swore. Yeah, he did swear. He said the F word. Naughty, naughty. Naughty, naughty. Naughty, naughty. That is... Yeah, this is incredible, guys. This is... Look, every 500 I have watched has been absolutely incredible. This is no exception. Holy crap. I've got F1 on now. I'm trying to see. Can I get my YouTube chat up here? I'm trying to see. Yeah, Rosenqvist is looking to become the third Swede to win the Indy 500 after Kenny Brack in 1999. And of course, Marcus Ericsson, who also won the race. Okay, I've got my chat up now. Perfect. Right. I've got it up on another window. I'm on Sky Sports Mix, so I don't need to turn it over, guys. Yes. I think they actually had the program on until 9, and then they were going to switch it over to something else. But they've just said live now on Sky Sports F1's the Canadian Grand Prix. I am not going to put that on here. Imagine being told that if you're Pato O'Ward. Imagine being told you are the guys who have been out on track the longest. You, Fro, Felix Rosenqvist, and Armstrong. And David Malukas is in 4th. And he is on the go fast strategy. With Alex Palou and Scott McLaughlin. 3 of the best drivers in IndyCar on ovals. 3 of the best drivers in IndyCar full stop, in 3 of the best cars. You must be thinking to yourself, my day has gone from being incredible to being absolutely terrible. And oh, F1, we got a mix of strategies. A few different guys are on inters, and a few different guys are on dries. Ho ho ho! So on the softs, Russell and Antonelli, Hamilton, Verstappen, Hadjar. That's going to be incredible. I think Canada might actually be a good race as well. That sucks because this is conflicting with that. And then I've got, I don't know if Charlotte's still going to be on at 11 o'clock or not, but it might be. A headwind into turn 1, headwind into the final chicane, a very strong tailwind into the hairpin. The rain has arrived in Canada. 360,000 people went there over the weekend. Wow. My attention is still on the Indy 500, guys. I'm sorry. I know it says Canadian Grand Prix Live in the title, but this Indy 500 has been... Look, it got to a point where I thought, oh gosh, Polo's going to win it again. But now that is not guaranteed. The strategies and fuel have been incredible. On the slot. Na 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 na. Sorry, Liverpool fans. I hate to troll you guys, but on the slot. Na 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 na. Liverpool fans seeing Mo Salah leave. United fans seeing Casemiro leave. And I don't want the world to see me. I mean, all I'm gonna say is Casemiro had more goals in the Premier League this season than Mo Salah did. I don't need to say anything else. The guys on the Inters are struggling apparently. I can imagine the guys at McLaren are watching on and thinking, watching the Grand Prix, and are thinking, what is happening? Right, tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to put F1 on here while the red flag is up. And I'm going to move the Indy 500 over onto my phone, onto Sky Sports Mix, which does say NBA Eastern Conference Finals, but actually it isn't. It's still the Indy 500. So here we go. The cars are forming up on the grid. We are getting ready for the start of the 2026 Canadian Grand Prix. We've got a wet-esque track, and of course we have got very difficult conditions. And here we go. The wheels are getting ready to roll. The cars are getting ready to go. Here we go for the start of the 2026 Canadian Grand Prix. Long wait. False start? Extra formation lap. What? Is this like the Hungarian Grand Prix all over again? Lindblad is stalled. That's why an extra formation lap is happening. Yeah, nah, mate. I love how I mentioned Liverpool and our friend of the channel, Mr. Storm, Luke Watson, just comes out of the shadows to make a point. I deliberately did that, Luke. I deliberately did that to trap you into speaking, and it worked. It worked to absolute perfection. Why is my stream so bad quality, by the way? Like, what's the actual, like... I'm trying to figure this out. How can I make my stream have better quality? Well, yeah, welcome back to the 1999 European Grand Prix. That was it. Was it Hungary? I thought it was the European Grand Prix. I thought it was the Hungarian Grand Prix. 1999 European Grand Prix. Oh yeah, the most chaotic F1 race of all time. They're saying that the rain has stopped a lot now. Oscar Piastri's just said that. Good luck. Good luck, Oscar. And now the 500 is starting again. Why? Why? Why did the 500 have to start again while the F1 was about to begin? Why was F1 about to begin when the... Holy moly, we got cars in the pits. We got a whole load of cars in the pits in the 500. Holy Jesus! What is that? What the is that? Are they gonna have a third formation lap potentially? Right, here we go, guys. What? Why are they so far back? Armstrong is very far back there. Are we going to get 5 laps or are we going to get 4 laps? Holy moly. This is crazy. This is mental, guys. Like, I'm trying to watch the 500. Right, here we go. Right, this time, potentially, we might have a start. The red lights are going off at the end of the car. It's like a lights display, a fireworks display. We'll have the pre-start procedure again, provided the green flag goes at the back. We're waiting. We're waiting. Okay, yep, we're getting another formation lap. Okay. This is ridiculous! While this is happening, the 500 is still under caution as well. We're gonna... No, my screen is lagging on my phone! No! Why? Please, please! Okay, there we go. I got it going again. I got it going again. My stream is working on my phone. My stream is working on my phone. Thank you, Skygo, for not completely busting on me. Now, honestly, I wasn't watching, mate. I'm in front of you, and I want to get your reaction to the aborted start. Oh, I thought you were talking about... Okay, no, I get what you're talking... I thought you were talking about the Liverpool bit earlier when you were saying, yeah, nah, mate. Right, here we go. Right, Indy 500. 4 laps to go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Is this going to be the day that I get the prediction right for who I think will win the Indy 500? We're going to find out. Boogity, boogity, whatever Michael Waltrip says. Darryl Waltrip, sorry, not Michael. Michael is his son. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Here comes Malukas and Polo. There goes Rosenquist and Armstrong. Armstrong's into the lead. But Malukas goes behind him. Side by side it's a 1. Rosenquist and Malukas. Malukas gets second. Malukas is gonna win this. Malukas has gotta win this, surely. Marcus Armstrong is in the lead. And we got another caution, for goodness sake. No! Armstrong's gonna win. Who's binned it this time? Is it rain? Has it rained? What's happened? I don't know what's happened. My screen is on mute. Is it? Don't tell me Jacob Abel has been an idiot again! What have you done, Oh no, it's Mick Schumacher. What have you done, Mick? What have you done? I want to know. Are they going to red flag it again? Please red flag it again, boys. Come on. Come on, we want to see a proper end to the race. We don't want to see a caution for some nonsense. What did he do? Are you telling me they put the caution out for him tapping the wall? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. They put the caution out because Mick Schumacher tapped the wall. IndyCar and NASCAR, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, here we go. We're getting ready now, finally, for the start of the Canadian Grand Prix. Here we go. Anticipation. We've had 3 formation laps, 2 more than usual. And finally, we're going to get the lights coming up at the back. We're going to get the green flag at the back from the guy who waves the green flag. The start and procedure before the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The wheels are rolling and the cars are going. And we're underway in Canada. Great start from Kimi Antonelli. But look at the McLaren going to turn 1. Into the lead goes the McLaren of... Is that Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? Into the lead he goes. We're going to get 2 laps to the Indy 500. at the end of the race. Lando Norris leads, and it's a brilliant start from the McLaren. Lewis Hamilton also gets away well. He's up into 4th, and there's Max Verstappen trying to go for a move on Oscar Piastri. He isn't able to get ahead. Charles Leclerc in 7th, Isaac Hadjar in 8th, and then in 9th is the Alpine, and 10th is the Williams, I think. Oh no, the Racing Bulls, sorry. Big lock up there from Pierre Gasly, and are we going to have one lap of racing? I think we are. I think we're going to get one lap of racing it in the Indy 500. Sorry, I'm completely ignoring the opening lap, guys, but it's Lando Norris who's leading at the moment, and then it's the 2 Mercedes cars. Once again, a Mercedes car doesn't lead the first lap of a race in this season. Yep, we're going to get a one-lap shootout in the Indy 500. I think Malukas is going to win this, you know. But anyway, here comes Max Verstappen trying to get past Oscar Piastri into the wall of champions. But Piastri stays ahead. He comes into the pits. Piastri's come into the pits already. The wet tires are not, the intermediates are not working for him at all. Whoa! The Audi, the Haas, and the Cadillac, the Audi, the Haas, and the Alpine all battling for the 10th, for 11th place there. And that is pure chaos. Sorry guys, I'm watching the 500 right now. We're about to get back underway in Indianapolis, and I think the Alpine is damaged. The Alpine of Pierre Gasly is damaged, and we're back underway in Indianapolis. Come on, David. Come on, David. Don't move too early. Don't move too early. Don't move too early unless you know you can win it. Come on, David. Malukas takes the lead into 1. And there's Armstrong, there's Rosenqvist, they're side by side for second. Malukas is pulling away at the front. Can either of these two do anything? I don't think they can. I think Malukas is going to win it. We're halfway around the track. The 2 Meyer Shanks are side by side. Malukas is trying to break the air. And in towards 3, he's got the lead. And I don't think they're going to catch him. Here comes Ward trying to make a move. And in towards the turn 3, it is still the 2 Meyer Shanks side by side. They're closing on Malukas. Here we go. We're getting towards the end of the 500. Malukas leads at the last corner. It's going to be a photo finish between him and Felix Rosenqvist. Who's going to win the Indy 500? It's going to be Rosenqvist. Rosenqvist wins the Indy 500. And that is one of the most incredible finishes to a race I have ever seen. Antonelli is in the lead now. Russell into second. My voice is gone. And that is an incredible finish to the Indy 500. What the actual heck happened there? Oh my gosh. Malukas moved too early. Rosenqvist wins. And once again, David Malukas is the bridesmaid, not the bride. Antonelli leads. Then it's Russell, Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc. The McLarens have pitted onto dries, and the strategies just not worked for them. Or for Hulkenberg, Sainz, or Bortoleto, or Perez, or Bottas. My voice is gone. My voice is gone, guys. We're only on lap 3 of the F1 as well. That's crazy. Felix Rosenqvist won by the skin of his teeth from David Malukas. That is insane. That is absolutely insane that Felix Rosenqvist has won the Indy 500 by less than 1/10 of a second. That is the second win Meyer Shank have had at the Indianapolis 500 in the last 4 years. The last 5 years, I should say. And Felix Rosenqvist is now an Indy 500 winner, pending further results. David Malukas missed out by the slimmest of margins, and Penske are going to try and find a way to win this race with him. They'll look for penalties. They'll look for anything that he might have done on the restart that was untoward. But anyway, F1 time now, guys. I've got nothing left, guys. I've already got nothing left in the tank. Right, right, let me just, right, let me add to this. And there we go. Right, now we have officially got our graphic back for who's out of the race. Felix Rosenqvist has won the Indy 500 and I can't talk. And as per usual, Mercedes are running 1-2. Why did I even consider streaming this, man? Why did I even consider streaming Canada? I should have just streamed the Indy 500. That would have been way better. My voice is gone because of the last few laps of the 500. But in the meantime, right, so to summarize, Antonelli and Russell at the front at the moment. Hamilton is there as well. Verstappen's sort of there. Then Leclerc and Hadjar are a little bit further back. In the meantime, Colapinto is comfortably in 7th at the moment. Oh, and Gasly's gone off the track at the chicane there. And he's going to have to let Alonso back through for 10th. Because Alonso is in the points somehow right now. David Malukas is devastated. David Malukas is absolutely devastated. So am I. I wanted him to. I know journalists are supposed to be impartial, but I was rooting for you, David. I was 10 thousandths of a second away from getting my prediction correct. Why did it have to be Morgan Wallen that was on your livery, Rosingfest? If it was Creed, I would have been fine with it. If it was Bon Jovi, I'd have been fine with it. Oh, Verstappen's gone very wide there. Holy crap. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible, the 500. I'm still getting over that, man. What a rush. Speaking of rush, I'm going to see them in March. Modern day worrying, mean stride. This time so you mean pride. Anyway, Antonelli leads Russell. Hamilton's currently 3rd. Then Verstappen in 4th. Leclerc in 5th. Hadjar 6th. Colapinto 7th. Lawson in 8th, Behrman in 9th, and Alonso's still in 10th. Just about hanging on to Behrman's overtake at the moment. Felix Rosenqvist being an Indy 500 winner is crazy though. But yeah, it was a brilliant... Both McLarens got away like really well, and then everything just went to absolute doo-doo afterwards for them. They're going to try and go really far into the race and try and get away with a... pitting only one more time. Pitting earlier than Norris. It was a 1 lap difference. You can just tell the British bias. I'm sorry. I am not British. I'm Scottish. So I can't have that, right? I don't have British bias. I don't root for the British drivers. I don't root for anybody, really. Right? To the point where it actually clouds my judgment. I'm absolutely buzzing for Rosingfest. Like, he was absolutely fantastic. I would have preferred the Malukas one, because that was my prediction. But... Whoa! Antonelli's gone off at the Wall of Champions. He's gone straight on. And that's the 2nd time in a row that those guys have came to blows or got involved in a battle. Norris is currently behind Ocon and Albon, who are battling for 12th at the moment. Behrman has pulled away from Alonso, and Alonso's just been passed by Gasly for 10th. So basically, we've got a few different battles going on. Russell's pulled away a little bit at the front, but Antonelli might close up on him again. Maybe. I don't know. I hope so. Antonelli just, he tried to brake as late as he could, but he couldn't. That is one of the best Indy 500s I've ever watched, and I think that might be the closest finish in Indy 500 history. I'll move my thing. No, fudge. Fudge. Right, is that okay? There we go. Right. If I sit like this, that's fine. Okay, I can slouch a bit. I want to hear what Malukas was saying.
We were the fastest car in that whole race. I don't know. I gave it 150%. I mean, I almost crashed this damn car every lap. And we still ended up with the P2, man. I can't believe it. I don't know what else I can give, so.
That was the closest finish in Indy 500 history.
The closest finish in Indy 500 history, wow.
Such a stellar season this whole month. I mean, they give me so much support, everything I needed, and
that's twice, by the way, in the last month that Malukas has finished 2nd at Indianapolis. The guy can't catch a break. Anyway, Norris has just passed Albon, and Piastri has passed Ocon, so they've both cleared those. They've both cleared Ocon. They've still got to clear Albon. Alonso is now in front of them, and he's going to be a moving chicane for them because, let's be honest, chicane. Aston Martin does not have the pace. Poor Malukas, man, he's in tears. He's in absolute tears. I feel so bad for him. Like, Pato finished third in the end, didn't he? He just got Armstrong in the last lap. Oh no, did he finish? He finished fourth. Sorry, Armstrong got close as well, but oh my gosh, I genuinely thought David had it. Anyway, Verstappen down the inside of Hamilton for the last podium place. He does it. He gets up into third, and that was a brilliant move from Verstappen to get onto what will be third place. What is third place at the moment? And as per usual, the Mercedes cars are already pulling away from everybody else. I want to... See, this is why IndyCar's bitter, guys. Like, whilst Alex Palou did win, like, a lot of races, like, this season, I feel so bad for Malukas, man. There's so much more emotion in that than there is in F1 at the moment. Jeez. Anyway, Hulkenberg's been noted for speeding in the pit lane. Hamilton's having deployment issues, apparently. Honestly, closest 500 finish in history. I want to just get a replay of this, guys. Holy moly, that was incredible. Oh my gosh, yeah, Rosenqvist barely got it. Oh my gosh. That is like a NASCAR finish. Hulkenberg's going to get a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Have I missed anything in this race so far? Not really, actually. We're 10 laps in already, and I've missed absolutely nothing, which summarizes F1. Like, I was too distracted by the Indy 500, and I've still not missed anything. That perfectly just summarizes F1 right now, guys. Like, I don't know what my voice really, like, I can kind of hear it through here, so it does sound a bit, like, broken. I can hear it through my headphones, because my voice repeats back to me. I'm used to it by now. If I hear it more than, like, twice, though, it just does my head in. I struggle to listen to more than two voices talking to me at once. Bottas has been lapped after 10 laps because he pitted too late. Beerman's had a very good race. Yeah, he started in 16th and he's up into 9th now. Bottas is coming into the pits again. Don't know why. Gasly right behind Beerman now for 9th. Alonso really does not have any pace because Gasly was stuck behind him. They're showing a replay of the last lap again. I seriously thought Malukas had it. He moved too early. He should have like let Rosenqvist go at turn 3. He should have, like, at that point he should have, like, lifted a tiny bit. But the problem for him was that he had the two MSR cars side by side with it, so he would have lost to both of them. There's nothing more he could have done. Hamilton's still just behind Verstappen here in the fight for third. Meanwhile, Piastri and Norris are trying to work their way up the order again. I'm just looking at it now and to see if there's anything different that Malukas could have done, and there really wasn't. .018 seconds. Crazy. Pato did finish third in the end. It was apparently it was it third or was it fourth? Because they said he finished fourth. See, they're still going to check everything, but I'm pretty sure Rosenqvist has it. He did cross the line before Malukas. That much is clear. But if there's anything under investigation, I mean, we've seen this happen before with the 500. But anyway, Norris trying to get ahead of Gasly here. Hamilton. Well, there goes Norris past Gasly. Hamilton 8 tenths behind Verstappen. I just realized I think IndyCar will continue on. I don't know if it'll continue on Fox. I hope that Sky continues the coverage right until Fox's ends, but I don't know if they will. I do not know how Rosenqvist has won that. Honestly, that was crazy. I still can't believe he's won it. Antonelli's got the lead back from Russell. And this is where the fun begins with these two. Because whilst Verstappen's 5 seconds behind them and Hamilton's about 9 tenths back from him. Whoa! Antonelli got a little bit loose there. Hulkenberg's under investigation now for speeding in the pit lane. Antonelli and Russell still scrapping. Russell just about hanging on at the moment, but this is where the teammate drama comes in. Verstappen's gained a whole second on them, by the way, right? Oh, yellow flag. Albon's out. Albon's out. Albon's had a problem. Albon's had a problem. I think he's out of the race. I think he's either crashed at turn 1 or he's had a mechanical failure at turn 1. A pretty bad weekend for Alex Albon. Piastri's come into the pits again. Because he's preempting a safety car coming out. Oh no, it's turn 10. McLaren are having a lot of issues with Piastri. Piastri's had a moment with Albon there. And we couldn't see, we can't see where Albon actually is. I thought Piastri was coming in to preempt it, but that is one of the craziest finishes in Indy 500 I've ever seen. That's, never mind, it was 0.0233 seconds. It wasn't 0.018. It was literally a front wing's difference between the two of them. Poor Malukas, man. I feel so bad for him. But Albon is now out as well, so I'm going to add him to my list. Albon got ran into the side of by Piastri, who's going to get a penalty for that, you'd assume. Still just local yellows at the moment. Oh yeah, that's Stonewall penalty for Piastri there. He sends it down the inside. He basically just completely ruins Albon's radiator. And now it looks like it's a two Mercedes battling a McLaren, but it's not, guys. It's Piastri a lap down. And there is Rosenqvist getting the wreath. The Borg Warner trophy is his. And he's going to drink the milk. I've just seen the trim of one of the guys on the crew, and that's crazy. He's got hair going right down. Verstappen's still 4 seconds back. Hamilton 8 tenths back from Verstappen. And these two are 4 seconds back from the race lead, which is, of course, the two Mercs. There's Rosenqvist pouring the milk. I wonder how I do in that scenario. I don't even like milk. Leclerc and Hadjar are battling as well. A big lockup from Russell is what enabled Antonelli to catch back up again. Russell's making rookie mistakes. I wonder if they're gonna if people are gonna criticize him for this, because if he doesn't win this because of what happens with the tires, I don't know. Ericsson's buzzing that Rosenqvist won because now him and Kenny Brack are in the Swedes club of Indy 500 winners. Imagine if someone happened to Rosenqvist after the race and he got to take it off him for a rule, and Malukas ended up winning it, and he'd have to give Malukas the ring. Like, I think Malukas has won the fans today because I'm gutted for him. Rosenqvist, though, man, what a day! I didn't think any of us would thought he'd ever win another IndyCar race. Like, I don't think any of us thought he would, but he has. Norris is pitted again. McLaren's day has been absolutely horrible. Norris has had to pit a second time, and now he's down to 14th place, and he's not far off being lapped. He's coming into turn 1 while the leaders, the two Mercs, are coming into the last corner. Perez has come into the pits again as well. So now both the Cadillacs have pitted twice, both the McLarens have pitted twice. Hulkenberg is going to get given a penalty for a stop for speeding in the pits. This is Elio Castroneves is absolutely buzzing. "51-year-old man, and he has very few grey hair as well." Anyway, Verstappen and Hamilton still dueling for third. Hadjar and Leclerc and Hadjar dueling for fifth. Colapinto in sixth. Lawson seventh. Gasly in eighth. Then in ninth place, Pierre Gasly, and 10th, Ollie Behrman. Hulkenberg's just got past Norris. Russell locks up again. Antonelli side by side with them now. They're coming down the back straight, and this is the opportunity for Kimi Antonelli to take the lead back from George Russell. Antonelli has the fastest lap. He's going to try and go and take the lead from his teammate, and these two are going side by side in towards the World Champions. This is not going to end well, but they've come out clean somehow. I don't know how they've done that, but they have. Ocon's pitted a second time now as well, and Russell hangs on to the lead for now. Hamilton's still just ahead of Verstappen. Hadjar's closing right up on Charles Leclerc now in the battle for second, in the battle for fifth, I should say. That might well go down as one of the greatest Indy 500s of all time. More lead changes than ever before. Wow. Yeah, anytime Antonelli and Russell scrap, Verstappen and Hamilton close, which is what I was saying earlier. Brundle's just pointed that out very succinctly. 4.3 second gap between Verstappen and Antonelli at the moment. The more these two scrap, the more we love it. Yeah, I do agree with that. I can imagine Penske fans are absolutely raging at the moment. What a race, man. Anyway, Russell and Antonelli battling for the race lead. Coming out of the last corner, Russell's trying to take the lead, trying to hold on to the lead here. Antonelli trying to take it. Norris has just got past Alonso for 13th. He is one of the final cars that isn't a lap down. Honestly, when you see the top 6 being like this, it brings you back to 2018 and to 2017 and 2016. Man, McLaren being in the mid-pack, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari at the front. Welcome back 28, and Alpine top of the, and Renault, also known as Alpine, top of the midfield. Welcome back to 2018, guys. Oh, Lawson and Hulk. Oh, we got a yellow flag. I was getting ready to go into OBS and add another name to the out of race list, but not happened yet. What on earth, man? What was this weekend? Honestly, Man United beating Brighton 3-0. Spurs, and West Ham both winning, and West Ham still going down. The Indy 500 being absolute chaos. Bortoletto's come into the pits. I think it might have been him that had the issue, but I could be wrong. Battling for the race lead, Russell and Antonelli. We still haven't actually seen Albon's car, by the way, where it actually ended up. Okay, Bortoletto didn't actually have damage. He had a 2.26 second stop, so he actually must have had a really good stop. Battling for the race lead, Russell and Antonelli. Can anything happen here between these two, which might enable Verstappen and Hamilton to get back into this? Leclerc and Hadjar are still scrapping for 5th. And as I said, if something happens with these two, it could be the final place on the podium. I hope to God I'm not preempting fortune. Wink, wink. That's them lapping Fernando Alonso now. Antonelli's 11 points ahead of Russell as it stands. Leclerc third, and then Hamilton fourth. Ferrari are looking at McLaren having their issues, and they're licking their lips going, yeah, we're going to pull away from those guys. Although, with that being said... Actually, no, I was going to say, with that being said, Norris isn't far off the points. I'm totally wrong. He's like 20 seconds behind him. Behrman is now also under investigation as well. And, yeah, the stewards are busy boys. I'm going to switch it off now. Switch IndyCar off now because I've just seen Chris Myers and Danica Patrick, and that makes me want to vomit. So, Antonelli's just hanging on to the back of him at the minute. He's just not able to do anything. What the hell was that Indy 500, guys? Honestly, I am knackered. I hope to God that this doesn't have any red flags, because if this is red flags, then that means that F1 will have spoiled 2 different sporting events for me. No, I don't want to hear audio from it. I don't want to hear audio from it. I'm putting on NASCAR stream. NASCAR's not starting for another hour and 20 minutes yet, but still. So whenever ready, you know? I'm going to be up until like 2 watching motorsports. Although I'm only going to stream until after the Canadian Grand Prix. Hamilton is a bit closer to Verstappen coming into the hairpin. And Norris is about to be lapped! Oh my god, McLaren haters must be having an absolute field day right now. Here come the Mercs again, battling into the wall of champions. Antonelli didn't have a run out the corner. There goes Hulkenberg into the pits. I don't know if he's serving his penalty, which he hasn't actually gotten yet or not. But here comes the Mercs side by side into one. It's still Russell who leads. Antonelli's going to try and hang around the outside, but it remains Russell in the lead for now. This battle is just hotting up even more and more, though. Hamilton 3/10 ahead of Verstappen into turn 1. 3/10 behind Verstappen heading into turn 1. Hulkenberg and Alonso both pitting. Alonso's first pit stop of the race. Norris is now going to have to get out of the way for blue flags soon. And here's me predicting Russell, Antonelli, Norris to be the podium. Oh, how poorly that aged. How poorly indeed. Is that them lapping a Cadillac for the 2nd time? Hamilton's going straight on at the chicane. Here comes the Mercs again battling. What the heck is this lap 22, honestly? This is goofy ass stuff. Anyway, Bortoletto's got past Alonso. Here we go, the Mercs, and while they're lapping the Cadillac, Antonelli takes the lead back from Russell. And this 19-year-old is completely rattling George Russell. He is making George Russell's British genes, British football genes come out, and he is officially bottling it. In case you didn't know already, I'm Scottish with German and Irish ancestry. I am a nightmare for English people. Russell is really struggling here against Antonelli. By the way, I have not gone over that Indy 500 finish yet, guys. Like, what the heck was that? But Norris is still not a lap down yet. Piastri has a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. That is crazy. Yeah, Russell's tires are completely going off now because he was locking up too much. Russell is going to cost himself the championship with these mistakes. You've not seen Antonelli making these mistakes this season, which is crazy because he's only in his sophomore season, you know? This is very, you know, Lewis Hamilton-esque, the way you see Antonelli driving. You know, he doesn't make many mistakes. Norris is now a lap down. Both the McLarens are a lap down. As I said, welcome back 2018. What is going on here? What is going on here? This is just mental. Imagine being a McLaren fan today, right? You've got a chance at winning the Indy 500 with Pato Award. You lose that, and then you switch on the Formula One, and your guys are 12th and 13th. I feel a bit bad for you guys, especially if you've been a fan for more than like 7 years. Not 7 years, like 4 years actually. 4 years is probably. Oh, big welcome for Antonelli. As I talk about him not making mistakes, he does make a mistake. Well, there you go. What did I say? I spoke too soon. Commentators curse. All of the bingo, the buzzwords. And they're going to go side by side again. There's contact! There's contact! And off goes Antonelli. He takes the lead back. And he's going to have to give it back to Russell. And Norris is watching this going... He is absolutely loving this, probably. You know what? Verstappen's now 4.5 seconds ahead of Hamilton. He can just like sit and watch it on the screens while he's driving. He can go, oh wow, they're going side by side. Oh wait, that's going on just ahead of me. Why am I going faster? Maybe I could catch them, or maybe they could crash into each other, and I wouldn't even need to close up on them. But I can't close up on them because I don't have a good car. Anyway, Antonelli gives the place back to Russell. Kimi is fiery, man. I love this. I love this. This is what we have been missing. Teammate drama. Proper teammate drama on the track. We had it once with McLaren. Or twice. This... yes, it's blowing all over in Canada. Norris is probably watching this thinking, this is familiar to me. Deja vu. They're side by side again. Antonelli's not gonna buy that because he knows he won't be able to go around the outside because Russell will just force him off. So now Antonelli's gonna try and get him into one, but he's not close enough. And on to lap 26, we go out at 68. We're not even like we're only at quarter race distance now. Like. We've only been at quarter race distance for 2 laps now. Crazy. Honestly. Absolutely bonkers. Exactly. They're just mentioning it now. They're nowhere near half race distance. What on God's green earth is happening right now, guys? Russell... oh, come on. Russell's moping and moaning about where Antonelli gave him the place back. What? He let you go through on a straight. So, by the way, I've just seen that Villarreal are absolutely battering Atletico Madrid, and as it stands, Villarreal are going to finish third ahead of Atletico in the Champions League. Let's hope this year Villarreal don't absolutely stink the group stages. Anyway, Antonelli... Antonelli closing up, but not close enough. No, Alonso's out. From the race, not permanently. Oh, shut up, Ted. Stop going after my boy Fernando. Don't be dissing my... To quote Jimmy from South Park, don't be dissing my dog. Honestly, don't be dissing him. Yeah, I bet that's what Total Wolf is saying. Martin Brundle just said, go after, fight each other, but don't take each other out. And everybody else is just going, the fan of every single other team is like, got their ear pressed up against the wall going, no, do it, do it, do it, do it. You know, like it's like the gif of Emperor Palpatine, where he's like, "Do it." Here comes Antonelli around the outside. Nope. Is he gonna try the switch back? Exactly. Antonelli is doing driving racecraft 101, which is force you take the wider line, your opposition takes the tighter line, and as a result you can keep sort of. I remember there was this one move that Daniel Ricciardo did against Danny Kvyat in Singapore. I think it was in 2019. And it was one of the best Formula 1 moves you'll ever see, because he's thinking 6 corners ahead. He's thinking, okay, right, so this is happening now. These set of corners are going. What if I can do this and that? Antonelli's gone very wide there. Is that to improve his exit? Do you know what? I think that could be intentional, because what he's done is he's come out a couple car lengths worse off, as Crofty's saying, but you'll have a better run coming out of the chicane. As I say that, he just closes right up to him, so never mind, my point is invalid. These two are still absolutely going for it. Both cars are under investigation. What for? Verstappen be looking like... Bortoletta's just got past Ocon for 15th. Lawson's in 8th, and he's still under investigation for that whole thing with Hulkenberg, I think it was, at the line. Colapinto is just... Colapinto is just chilling. Like, this is Colapinto right now. This is live scenes of Franco Colapinto. He's half a minute behind Isaac Hadjar, right? He's half a minute behind Isaac Hadjar, but he's 11 seconds clear of Liam Lawson. I'm Liam Lawson. You just said I'm quicker. He's my middle finger, Liam Lawson. I just realised it's like almost 10 o'clock and my brother will be in bed soon, so not ideal. I'm so gutted for Malukas though, man. Oh no, they were looking at, they were actually looking at Russell and Antonelli, and yeah, nothing came of it though. Right, time to get my YouTube back up, because I've not got anything to watch on my phone now, because I don't have to watch 3 motorsports at the same time. Oh! Russell's gone off! Croft not as depressed. Russell's out! Antonelli doesn't make these sorts of mistakes. Yeah. No! Why? We were having a battle. George, why? No! Hang on. I think I found George Russell, guys. Guys, like Wolves next season, George Russell will not be winning the championship. Just like his team Wolves, he will not. My teeth look freaking horrible, man. They're not, guys, don't worry. It's just I look like the devil right now. I don't feel for George Russell at all. He made a mistake and it cost him. Like, I know that's hard, but, like, you know, it was coming. He's made far too many errors in this race. Unless he had a technical problem. If so, I do actually feel a little bit for him. But, like, you know... Oh my gosh. Kimi's 43 points ahead after 5 rounds. Kimi Antonelli might become the first driver to win his first 4 races in a row. That's, like, his first 4 wins come in a row. Right, so... Now I gotta add Russell and Alonso. Oh, Ferrari are now doing their own thing as well. Now Verstappen's coming to the pits as well. Sainz had a very slow stop there. Don't know what that was about. I think right now, Stroll, Perez, Ocon, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, Piastri, Sainz, all the guys who were a lap down or 2 laps down. Whoa, Verstappen got a little bit sneaky there. Both of the Ferraris have pitted. I think Hamilton would have had to back up a little bit. Will he still come out ahead of... sorry, Leclerc would have had to back up... Leclerc would have had to back up a little bit. Will he still be ahead of Hadjar? He is not. I didn't think he would be. Hamilton's currently... So, this is interesting. At the moment, there is going to be either a second podium for Ferrari for Lewis Hamilton or a second overall podium for Isaac Hadjar. Or Charles Leclerc could just ruin the day for both of them. We'll see. We will... Hang on. We will see. That is going to be memed. That is going to be memed. George Russell going... He's doing the Alcaraz. He's doing the hair flick. What happened to him? He had an engine failure. You know what? You know what? I'm not gonna... Yeah. That's not his fault, actually. I'll give him that. That's not his fault. But he did make a few mistakes in the race. Antonelli has to be careful because it could happen to his. What did that headrest ever do to you, George? What did that headrest ever do to you? Wow, Russell hadn't retired since Silverstone 2024. I was there. I remember that crash, man. That was freaking horrific. Something like out of a horror movie. Him and Joe. Antonelli is probably thinking now, I better be careful. I'm going to win by about 20 seconds, but I've got to be careful. So now, we've basically got no fights going on in the field, guys. Like, we've literally got nothing. I am sorry, we have got nothing meaningful. Antonelli is 5 seconds ahead of Verstappen, who's 8 seconds ahead of Hamilton, who's 3.5 seconds ahead of Hadjar, who's 2 seconds ahead of Leclerc, who's half a minute ahead of Colapinto, who's 12 seconds ahead of Lawson, who's 6 seconds ahead of Gasly. Never mind, he's 3.5 now. Don't know what's happened there. Apparently Colapinto's from wing damage. Anyway, yeah, so Gasly's 3.5 seconds behind Lawson. Norris is 4 seconds behind him. Sainz is 9 seconds behind him. And then Behrman's 6 seconds behind him. There is nothing going on here. Like, the only thing we can hope for is Norris making his way through the field. That is, like, the only entertaining thing I can see happening in this race. I might as well just put on an episode of Balamori. That would be more entertaining than what is probably going to happen in the last half of this race. We were all thinking, oh, you know, it's going to be a great, you know, the battle between the Mercs. No. Russell has an engine failure. And what we end up getting is Brokeback Mountain. You know, like, come on! What is this? I mean, I'm happy Max is going to get a podium. Good for him. I'm happy Lewis is going to get a podium as it stands. Good for him. Oh, wait, we do have a battle. Leclerc's closing up on Hadjar. Yes, we actually might have a battle. But of course, they're not focusing on that. They're focusing on Verstappen being in second. TV crew. Yes, thank you. Right, they're now on Leclerc. Right, good. Good. They're actually... looking at the standings and what's happening. I was going to say the only other thing happening is Perez and Ocon. And now Perez is right behind Ocon for 15th. Even though they're about 2 laps down, it's still probably not going to be that bad. Piastri's now been lapped by Hadjar and Leclerc. Here. Okay, no, they were just mentioning about Piastri's 10-second penalty. Leclerc right behind Hadjar now. Yeah, one of the only battles on the track currently. Here goes... Oh! Whoa, Hadjar! Leclerc will instantly be on the radio. He will be complaining about that. That was too late. Yeah, Hadjar is going to get a black and white flag for that. He will be on the radio, and we will be hearing a radio message in the next 20 seconds of Leclerc going, "What the f? That's so dangerous, man," or something like that. Bernie's gonna get interrupted. Bernie Collins is gonna get interrupted in a second by the team radio. Ocon and Perez are still battling. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, no, he didn't swear. He said, "Okay, that was nearly a huge one." Bit underestimate. That's a bit of an you're under exaggerating it there, mate. You're not selling it. You know, you should have been going, "What was that? He should be given a penalty." You know, you gotta Neymar it. You know, you gotta get something out of it. You know. But yeah, that was a bit risky from Hadjar. He moved over far too late. That reminded me of Antonio Felix Acosta at WEC on the Aston Martin. Tried to commit freaking murder with what happened there, honestly. Oh, it's nearly 10 o'clock. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. We're only halfway through the race. Leclerc and Hadjar are still battling, which is good. Norris is closing up on Gasly, so maybe we might have something to talk about. I have my 8 stats in the podcast coming out. I'll film the podcast tomorrow. Got my 8 stats to do as well. That is going to be very interesting for the Indy 500. I will do one for NASCAR, but it will be very solemn. And I will definitely do one for F1 if this is a good enough race. Nah, I will. I'll do it anyway. I will do it anyway. So, Antonelli's 6 seconds ahead now. I'm not even going to bother talking about Antonelli, Verstappen, or Hamilton right now. It's Hadjar and Leclerc that we're focusing on. Hadjar is now under investigation for a yellow flag infringement. Everybody, it's like the Oprah meme. You get a penalty, you get a penalty, you get a penalty. Everybody gets a penalty. That is what is happening right now. Norris is trying to catch up to Gasly, and he's closing up at a rate of knots. But, oh my goodness, this is just... Look, if 2026, if the cars were just a little bit closer, I'd be a bit happier. Hamilton's looking a bit quicker, though, which is a positive. However... Beauregard, J. Mercer, Esquire. I got a sec, guys. I got a second. Oh, sorry. Beauregard, Mercer the Fourth, Esquire. I got a second.
Beauregard, Mercer, the Fourth, Esquire.
Beauregard, Mercer the Fourth, Esquire. Just so funny. Anyway, Hadjar still ahead of Leclerc. And, oh great, Antonelli. Why do you have to do this, Kimi? Norris has got past Gasly. Nice move from Lando to get himself up to 8th. That's one of the only things I can actually commentate about. I'm sorry if it isn't entertaining to moan about F1, guys. But watching the Indy 500 versus this is night and day. I'm sorry, it is night and day. Like, the Indy 500 was absolutely chef's kiss. One of the best things I could have watched. Stroll's now going to get lapped for a second time. Oh wait, no, sorry, I forgot these guys aren't at the front. I wish they were. Oh, Hamilton's set fastest lap. I'm streaming. Oh. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Ah. Right, there we go. Oh my goodness. Like, there's just not anything happening with the overtake, and I'm gonna keep it down now, guys, because it is like 10 o'clock, and I had to warn you guys that. Hadjar did lock up. This is the chance Leclerc has to get ahead. Is he going to be able to do it here? Here goes Leclerc trying to get a move on Hadjar around the outside. Nah, he's not able to do it right now. Oh, Hadjar's under investigation for more than one change of direction. Hadjar's going to try and go around the outside. Leclerc's going to try and go around the outside. Hadjar defending. Can Leclerc get ahead on the exit? No, he can't. Hadjar remains ahead for now. But Leclerc's trying to force him into an error. Leclerc's got it in his head. I'm in my ninth season of F1. He is in his second. Yeah, Colapinto's in sixth, and he's just absolutely chilling. Like, this is the driver that Flavio Briatore signed. He is beating Gasly to a pulp right now. He is, let's have a look, getting 6 points on Gasly. Now, if we look at my standings, which you can see there, Gasly's on 16 points. Colapinto is on 7. So Colapinto will be only 3 points behind him. Here's Leclerc. He gets past Hadjar finally. Hadjar's not going to give this up, though. Behrman's yellow flag infringement has gone. Hadjar probably won't get a penalty for it now. He'll probably just get a black and white flag because Leclerc's got past him. They might be giving him a 5-second penalty. I don't think they will. Oh, is Norris got a pit? Norris is a problem. Norris is a problem. Norris is out. That's another retirement now. He was closing up on Gasly as well, so that's another driver to add to the list, and I just realised you guys might not be able to read that. Crofty said, oh, if this guy had no luck, he'd have no luck. If this guy had luck, he'd have no luck at all. Has he never heard of Chris Amon? Crofty. Chris Amon had far more worse luck than Lando Norris. Lando Norris won a Formula 1 World Championship. Chris Amon didn't even win a Grand Prix despite having some incredible talent. Anyway, right, I'm going to have to change the colour of this because I just realised it's probably not going to work with this. Let's make it a bright colour, shall we? Let's go with this. Oh, that looks nice. That does look quite nice. You must say that does look quite nice. And let's... Piastri, yeah, he's got 10-second penalty. Yeah, McLaren have just had a terrible day today and everything. Apart from... Oh, wait, no, I just forgot. The two guys that they released from their academy finished 1-2 and F2. And their drivers in F1 Academy didn't score many points. If any. Not a good day for McLaren. Not a good day. Do you know, if I'm Alonso, if I can get my issues fixed, I'm going back out. I love Perez just like having a scrap with him. I love Perez and Ocon having a scrap with Antonelli while he's trying to lap them. Good on Perez. Good on Perez for giving us some entertainment. You know what? I think that's a PR campaign. Yeah, Kimi's got to be as cool as cucumber. Cool as a cucumber. Hamilton's closing on Verstappen. Not ridiculously quick, but... Alberto Ascari, the other one, in 1951. No, 1952, sorry. Well, no, I don't want to get all technical on you guys, but technically it wasn't even an F1 championship round when that happened. Crazy fact, but true. 1952 didn't even have a Formula 1 car on the grid. They were Formula 2 cars, but I digress. That's me just being the history nerd that I am. Colapinto is just chilling in sector right now. He's just having the time of his life. Perez is coming to the pits. Damn. Second there. That's annoying, man. No! Perez is at a crash. That's another car to add now. Gosh, they're dropping like flies right now. They're dropping like flies. Oh. His suspension just went bang. Yeah, his suspension was broken. You couldn't turn it properly. Hamilton is closing on Verstappen, but honestly, apart from that, the closest thing we have is Hadjar and Leclerc, and then apart from that, Gasly and Lawson, we don't have anybody within 5 seconds apart from those guys and Hamilton to Verstappen. Yeah, Hadjar is under investigation now for changing direction more than once. Like this race has just been... Thing is right, the first 20 laps of it were good, and then the battle for the lead stopped and everything just kind of stalled. If that makes sense. Toto's left his pit wall to go to George and talk to him. Max is hero. I mean, he is doing a very good job. He is doing a very good job. He's in second at the moment. Oh, there was a kid who wanted to give him a high five. That's cute. Aston Martin and an Audi battling? I was going to say, Bortoletto is lapping him. Oh my gosh. Well, what is the problem with F1 these days? This is the problem. You change the regulations every 3 years, and they don't improve the cars. The competition isn't even. I'm going to have a rant video coming out, guys, honestly. Like, this is, like, watching the Indy 500 and watching this. Like... 10-second penalty for Hadjar. That's harsh. It's not going to affect his position because he's 41 seconds out of Colapinto. Like, these 5 are going to lap everybody else by the end of the race, probably. Apart from maybe Colapinto. Yeah, we're down to 16 cars left in the race. As you guys can see, Perez, Norris, Russell, Alonso, Albon, and Lindblad are all out of the race. I mean, if I was Alonso, I'd get it back out on track if he can fix the issues, because you never know what could happen. Honestly. What is this? I mean, at the moment, Nico Hülkenberg could be on for his first points of the season, which would make it only the Cadillac and Aston Martin guys that haven't pitted. Everybody's crowding Lando. Of course. Of course. The people's champion. I am more of Carson Hocefar's opinion about him. Anyway. Oh, we got a VSC. Debris? Why can't they make it a full course? Make it a full course safety car, guys, please. Can you guys still see me okay? Yeah. Please. Make it a full safety car. I need a... Never mind, it's already going to be over in a second, because there was a tiny bit of debris. We pigeonhole for the guy to jump through. It'll be over in a second. 3, 2, what? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there was nothing. Yeah, how the heck is nah, dude? Colapinto's now almost a minute back from Hadjar. What the heck happened there? Did he pit it? No, he didn't. He just... How was Colapinto lost about 10 seconds in one lap there? I was going to say... Still... Hadjar lost about... Not Hadjar. Colapinto lost about 10 seconds there to Hadjar. Piastri can't make his way through the midfield here. He wasn't able to do what Norris was doing. That's silly. If they had got, couldn't they have, if they could, what, Aston Martin could fix his seat and get him back out. Well, what's that Mahadra there? He's gone a bit wide. Oh yeah, 40. But this is another problem, right? We're on lap 47, and none of these guys have pitted. None of the guys in the top 4 have pitted for a set of tyres. That is another problem. Pirelli need to make it so that everybody needs to pit at least 2 or 3 times a race. Have terrible tyres. That is like... I am going to make a rant about this, and it's not going to be scripted. It's just going to be me talking from the heart tomorrow, and I'm going to rant about this, because... something needs to be said about this, and I don't care. I've only got 1,000 subscribers. I'm a pretty insignificant person in the grand scheme of things. Maybe a few people on the F1 paddock know me because I am a feeder series journalist. But like, I mean, to be fair, a few people on the paddock do actually know me technically. So anyway, in fact, somebody who actually is one of the main. Seeing a replay the Hadjar Leclerc thing makes me actually think, yeah, actually it was a penalty, not a 10-second one, it was a 5-second one, but of course the British drivers are the first ones at the interview. I'm gonna like mute this and listen to the drivers meeting with Steve O'Donnell in NASCAR. Oh, lovely speech from Steve O'Donnell there. I caught the last part of it. Steve O'Donnell's really gaining my respect, the NASCAR CEO. But the thing is like, it's again like NASCAR and IndyCar, so much better than F1 because like, you don't know who's going to win, right? There's on-track entertainment. This is a procession. I'm looking at the gaps on my screen right now, and all of them have 2 seconds or more of a difference. Nobody is close to anybody. Why does Hamilton come up as a... Oh my gosh, Hamilton came up as a Mercedes guy. They had an error on screen there because it said that Hamilton was a Mercedes driver basically, and it said that Leclerc was catching Hamilton. Actually, it's Hamilton closing on Verstappen. Honestly. Sorry, I muted myself in frustration there. Verstappen lost half a second to Hamilton last time. Wow. Yeah, we did, and it got cut short because the Mercedes engine just decided to go kaboom for Russell and kaboom for Norris. Obviously, he's in the midfield. By the way, McLaren, you guys have blood on your hands for choosing to start them on the wet tyres, on the inters. Honestly, you have blood on your hands. Honestly. They're in 7th place. This is the problem. They're so much faster than everybody else. Oh my. Leclerc is like, please stop talking to me. He's saying that to his engineer Brian Bottasy, and he's like, please stop talking to me. Wait until the last lap. Or anything absolutely critical. And it's just gonna be silence. Because Charles like, Lewis is that much quicker than me. Wow. Do you know what? I'm gonna give Hamilton credit. He has actually been really quick this weekend. He's been really quick. And he may get his best finish for Ferrari today if he keeps it going. His best Grand Prix finish. Obviously, he won the sprint in China, but let's be honest, that doesn't really count. But he's doing a very good job. Verstappen is as well, though. His tires are cooling down, apparently. Verstappen, his tires are cooling. Oh, wait, no, they did pit. Oh, yeah, so they did. They pitted under the VSC. See, this is the problem. Ban them from pitting under the VSC. Ban it. Make it so that they have to pit 2 or 3 times a race minimum. Make it so that their laps go off every 20 laps in a span. Make them go off every 12. Sorry, I'm just like, I sound like an old man shouting at a cloud. Back in my day, if the drivers didn't go too aggressive, if the drivers weren't too aggressive, they would end up in the Armco barrier and the car would be cut in half and they'd be dead in 5 seconds. Hadjar's closing back up on Leclerc again. It's unfortunate that he's got a 10-second time penalty for being too aggressive with Leclerc. Hamilton's closing a wee bit. Gasly's right on Lawson now. Could we have an actually decent finish? To be fair, Verstappen's not that much slower than Antonelli either. As I say that, Antonelli's the fastest lap. What are we doing here? Why are we still here just to suffer? Like, this entire stream is probably, like, the first, like, 40 minutes of it were probably me, like, absolutely going berserk at the Indy 500 last lap. And then the rest of it has just been me, like the first, like, part of it was me, like, just watching the 500. And the last, like hour or so has just been me moaning about F1. Like, the last hour and, let's see, 20 minutes, maybe? Let's see.
My voice is gone. My voice is gone, guys.
I would have watched this back.
But Malukas goes behind him. Side by side, it's a run. Rosenquist and Malukas. Malukas gets second. Malukas is going to win this. Malukas has got to win this, surely. Marcus Armstrong is in the lead. And we got another caution, for goodness sake. No! Happened.
And we got another VSC now. Hang on, guys. I'm just, like, looking back at my stream.
To summarize, Antonelli and Russell at the front at the moment. Hamilton is there as well.
Okay, so about an hour and 2 minutes.
Then Leclerc and so back. Thousands of a second away from getting my prediction correct.
Here it is, right. Listen to this, guys.
All battling for the 10th, for 11th place there, and that is pure chaos. Sorry, guys, I'm watching the 500 right now. We're about to get back underway in Indianapolis, and I think the Alpine is damaged. The Alpine of Pierre Gasly is damaged, and we're back underway in Indianapolis. Come on, David. Come on, David. Don't move too early. Don't move too early. Don't move too early unless you know you can win it. Come on, David. Malukas takes the lead into one. And there's Armstrong, there's Rosenquist, they're side by side for second. Malukas is pulling away at the front. Can either of these two do anything? I don't think they can. I think Malukas is going to win it. We're halfway around the track. The two Meyer Shanks are side by side. Malukas is trying to break the air. And in towards 3, he's got the lead. And I don't think they're going to catch him. Here comes a Ward trying to make a move. And in towards the turn 3, it is still the two Meyer Shanks side by side. They're closing on Malukas. Here we go. We're getting towards the end of the 500. Malukas leads out the last corner. It's going to be a photo finish between him and Felix Rosenquist. Who's going to win the Indy 500? It's going to be Rosenquist. Rosenquist wins the Indy 500. And that is one of the most incredible finishes to a race I have ever seen. Antonelli is in the lead now. Russell into second.
So for the last hour and 6 minutes, I've been watching F1 and basically, like, complaining about it. VSC's ending. I don't even know what it was for. Piastri's pitted and served his penalty, and so is Hadjar. Now this will be interesting. Can Hadjar catch Leclerc? Charlie Leclerc. Charlie Leclerc. My dad calls him Chuck. Oh, there's Daniel Suarez talking about Kyle Busch. I want to listen to him. I'm watching F1 right now. What happened with Leclerc? Whoa! That was a very nice save from Charles Leclerc. He almost binned it at the Wall of Champions, but he recovered it well. Hadjar's going to finish 4th here, despite serving a penalty. So, we've got one Red Bull chasing a Ferrari for 4th, and we've got a Ferrari chasing a Red Bull for 2nd. This is going to be fun. I think, okay, right, this might actually be entertaining here. Gasly v Lawson for 7th, Hadjar v Leclerc for 4th, and Hamilton v Verstappen for 2nd. Oh, Hadjar didn't lift at all through a yellow. Overtake is now enabled again. Right, this is going to be interesting. Will Lewis Hamilton get 2nd place here? Do you know what, guys? I might actually film the 8 stats, like, straight after I'm done streaming. Just because then I can have them in my, like, in my library, so I can just get them edited. And what my plan is tomorrow I'm going to hoover my floor in my room. And I'm going to just sit outside if it's nice weather and edit it outside. Because, like, I got to enjoy. Thing is, right, I live in Scotland, guys. The weather here is terrible. 14 laps to go. And Hamilton's closing right up on Verstappen here. It sucks, because the thing is, right, McLaren, Red Bull, and Ferrari, they're quick, but they're just a little bit slower than Mercedes over a race distance, and they're just not close enough. But I feel like Kimi can go quicker than this. He's just in race management modes. Hamilton's closing right up on Verstappen right now. Hamilton, yeah, Brundle said it best. Hamilton has looked alive all weekend, and he has. He's looked very. He's been fantastic, and he's always been fantastic at Montreal. Oh, Bortoletto's under investigation for a VSC infringement. Oh, Lewis spent time with his mum. Hadjar is about to get past Leclerc here, guys. I think he has. They've just not updated the timing screen. Oh, wait, no, I'm reading it wrong. Hadjar 17 seconds. Has Hadjar pitted? I swear Hadjar was a second back from him. Or was I reading that wrong? Maybe I was. Yeah, Verstappen's really struggling now. He's lost about, like, six tenths to Antonelli in the last lap or so. Here comes Hamilton. Can he make a move in towards the chicane? No, he can't. He's trying to force an error out of his former championship rival. In 2021, these two went battling for the championship. They didn't come here because of COVID. But now, they're going to try and battle into one. But still ahead is Max Verstappen, just about. I swear I can hear someone coming through my headphones. Yeah, they're talking about now how Max is able to utilize the regulations to his advantage. Hamilton would have pretty thoroughly read it as well. I could just imagine Hamilton in the car one time going, "Guys, man, under section 4.1 of the technical regulations, you cannot force another driver off the track," or something like that. Whoa. For God's sake. This is another thing I hate. Investigating after the race. If you have evidence, pretty clear evidence that he isn't lifted, and you don't need to hear his side of it because you've got evidence for it, and it doesn't matter what his perspective of it was. Like, unless it was, oh, my brake wasn't working, then like, still, you're still gonna get penalized for that though. Like, Verstappen's losing so much time to Antonelli. Like, he was like 6 seconds back from him, and now he's 8.5. Hamilton needs to get a move on here, otherwise his tires are going to be in like similar condition to Verstappen in the dirty air. Gasly's 8 tenths behind Lawson, and he's just not able to get through, and it's the same thing with Hamilton. It's a deadlock right now. Like we tried to fix these problems, right, with like the fact that they can't follow each other, and it's not even gotten better. Like, F1's just really crap right now, honestly. Like, I look at IndyCar and I look at this, right, and some of IndyCar's races this season have been poor, I will say that, but a bad IndyCar race is better than an average F1 race at the moment. Hamilton's looking for more power, and he's going to get given it, hopefully. Good thing for Lewis is he wasn't too close to Verstappen there, coming in towards the... Oh, wait, no, that's not actually benefited him. Here's me thinking it would. He's a bit too far back at the moment. Same with Gasly and Lawson. 10 laps left. At this rate, Antonelli's going to win by about like 13 or 14 seconds. But the thing is like, it wasn't always like that. He was only 5 seconds ahead of Verstappen for quite a long time at this race. So, kind of just sucks, doesn't it? Bottas has a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits, although it doesn't matter because he's about a minute behind Stroll, he's a minute behind Ocon, he's a minute behind Pia. I swear, like, Stroll and Bottas must have been lapped about 4 times by now, at least. 2 great races. Brundle, I don't think you and I are watching the same race. I don't think you and I are watching the same race here, man. We are not watching the same race. What I'm... Ow. I think I've cut my mouth. Sorry. We are watching 2 complete processions of battles, right? Where neither driver can get close enough to the other guy, right? But we're talking Lawson, Gasly, and Hamilton, and Verstappen, right? And as a result of this, we end up getting boring racing. The first 20 laps were good, right? Because we had a battle for the leads. You know, we had the McLarens trying to work their way up the order. Piastri's completely stalled going through the order. Russell and Norris have both retired. So as I said before, what we got here is essentially Brokeback Mountain. And I can't wait to watch NASCAR, because at least NASCAR will be emotive and entertaining. Rest in peace, Rowdy Bush. KFB. Wow. A 46 Grand Prix run of drivers in the second Red Bull car, aka Verstappen's teammate, not scoring top 5 finishes is about to end as it stands. But knowing the luck of that, they'll end up having an issue. Yep, Stroll's just been lapped by Ocon. What are we even doing here? Like, I get Cadillac struggling, right? But Aston Martin are miles off. And then, the midfield battle is huge right now, to a ridiculous degree. And now Crofty's trying to hype up this battle like, oh, Lewis has saved his battery up. If he had saved his battery up, he wouldn't be within a second of Verstappen. He isn't playing a patient game. He can't get past him. Like, I really hate it when commentators do this, right? They like sugarcoat it and they're like, oh, you know, he's just waiting for this and that. No. Exactly, Brundle. Brundle's saying it as it is. He's stalled out. He can't get past him because, let's face it, these regulations have not fixed the ability to pass. And we're seeing it now because the thing is right, because of the amount of, like, you know, because, you know, there was too much clipping going on and things like that, we've limited, like, the usage of it. And as a result, like that, nobody can get past each other. I hope to God I'm proven wrong, but I cannot see Hamilton getting past Verstappen for the rest of this race. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Hulkenberg stopped at turn 1, but I think he got going again. Is there still a local yellow there? Don't tell me that's Colapinto they're about to lap. I was... Here goes. Well done, Hamilton. You actually got ahead of Verstappen. I didn't think he would, but he did. And now they're hyping it up as if he's just pulled off the greatest move in F1 history. It was a good move, okay? He lined it up well. Okay, he did it well. I didn't think he would get past him, but he actually has, so fair play. Now they've lapped Colapinto. This is the problem with F1. The top 3 have just lapped everybody from 16th to 6th. 16th to 6th. What happened with Hulkenberg? I'm guessing he spun. But you know, the even crazier thing is right? Hulkenberg was so much far ahead of the car behind him, which is his teammate, that he spun, and he was still in 11th place. By the way, it is quite funny that Hulkenberg is in 11th place, because there's that whole meme of Alonso, and of Hulkenberg being 11th, you know. It's up there with the, you know, the Ocon 10-second time penalty thing, but, yeah. Carmen's buzzing. Oh, I like that. I like to see that. Oh, fuck off Jimmy Fallon. Is that Jimmy Fallon? He looks a bit like him. No, it's not, actually. I thought it was. Verstappen's not giving up, though. The audio went for a second there. Gasly's right behind Lawson for 7th at the moment. Hamilton's not been able to pull away from Verstappen. See, Verstappen, I think, was saving a little bit up for the end. But we'll see. By the way, I'm not a fan of, like... I don't have... Voice crack. I don't have a preference towards any of these guys, by the way. Hadjar's got another penalty, and he's got a stop and go penalty. Hadjar's just serving his penalty right now. They're cooling his car down while he's serving it. What did I say about Anelli, guys? Like, he's not even going at max speed either. He's controlling the race. He could go quicker than this as well, which is the frustrating part. Here comes Gasly and Lawson into the wall of champions, but it looks as though Lawson is just about ahead of him. But again, like they're saying, oh, this is closer than he's been. I've seen that gap be less than 6 tenths, which is what it says it is right now. It was 3 tenths between those two at one point. That is another problem. Hadjar has just served half a minute of penalties, and he's still in 5th place, which is where he would finish, even without the penalties. That is frankly ridiculous. Like, Hadjar could have done 2 pit stops and put on a new set of tyres, and he still would have come out ahead of Colapinto in 6th. It's an indictment on where F1 is at as a sport at the moment, where, you know, there's such a huge gap between the competition, and there's not even, you know, great racing either. What we have is just stalled battles where nothing happens in the end. And I don't have a problem with big battles building up for overtakes, but the problem is right? It's too long. Nothing happens. You know? I apart from Hamilton getting past Verstappen, I cannot think of an overtake that's happened in the last 20 laps of this race. Genuinely, I cannot think of it. Apart from Leclerc and Hadjar. That's the only other one I can think of. I mean, we do have a battle for 11th going on. Bortoleto and Piastri, and as I say that, they cut to it in the mini left-hand side, but it's irrelevant because Hulkenberg's in 11th, Bortoleto's in 12th, and Piastri's in 13th. Piastri's going to go for the move on Bortoleto, he gets ahead of him, and I'm guessing he had to let him through or something, because I do not know why Bortoleto lost that much time. And those guys are literally just in front. They're about to lap them for a second time. Piastri's about to get lapped. He's already been lapped a second time. He's about to get lapped for the second time. I'm guessing Bortoleto was letting through Antonelli, actually. Three laps to go, sorry. Verstappen's still right there, but he won't get past him. He's stuck. Lawson might get passed by Gasly here, though. Here goes Gasly, around the outside. Great. Oh, Lawson's continuing the fight, and both of them have gone off the track. If I'm Gasly, If I'm Gasly, I say he went off the track and stayed ahead of me. I was in front of him beforehand. I think it was Baku. That was like when George's F2 campaign really like started hitting the ground. Because I remember him winning one of those races. I don't think Bortoleto is a problem. He's just had to let so many cars go through, and he's had to do it at awkward times to the point where Piastri's just got past Hulkenberg for 11th, by the way, guys. But Behrman's a whole pit stop ahead. Behrman could pit and go for fastest lap here, just for the honor of it. Yeah, nothing wrong with having a cheeky be fastest lap. Whoa, Verstappen and Hamilton are still going for it. The reminder, if these two collide, Franco Colapinto will be 4th, Lawson will be 5th, Gasly will be 6th, Sainz 7th, Behrman 8th, 9th Piastri, and 10th Hulkenberg. So that could mean something if those two crash. Lawson and Gasly still battling, and once again Lawson driving and being very entertaining with his driving. I'm Liam Lawson. I got a second. This is... If Liam Lawson ever wins a Formula 1 race, which, I mean, I doubt he ever will, I want this to be played as the national anthem. Okay? I want this to be played. Oh, I will warn you guys, there's swearing.
Every fucking driver, get out of my way! I'm Liam Lawson! I'm Liam Lawson! You're jealous that I'm quicker! Here's my middle finger, Liam Lawson! I'm Liam Lawson! Christian Horner! Fuck you! Helmut Marko! Fuck you! Danny Rick! Fuck you! Strategy! Fuck you! Alonso! Fuck you! Lawson and Gasly still battling, and once again...
Whoa, big lock up there for Piastri. Perhaps the power of Liam Lawson made him lock up. Hulkenberg's going for 11th here. Right, last lap. I can't wait for this to be over. This has been one of the worst streams I've ever done in terms of F1. This is so boring. It's not great. Wait, what? Something's happened with Behrman. Something's happened with Behrman, guys. Behrman went off there, guys. Don't know what happened. Either that or Sainz has just cut a whole bunch of corners, which I don't think he has. Beauregard, Mercer, the 4th, Esquire. Yeah, Antonelli's 1, Hamilton 2nd, Verstappen 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Hadjar 5th, Colapinto 6th, Lawson 7th, Gasly 8th, Sainz 9th, and Behrman in 10th. That's what the finishing results is going to be. They're coming around the last two corners now. Antonelli wins again. Whoop-de-doo! Yes, the new Hamilton, guys. Woo! Winning every single weekend. This is like 2023 all over again. Fair play to Kimi though. He's a good driver, okay? It's just weird that somebody who's a year older than me is winning Formula 1 races now. Hey, Dorian and Frederick are there. Dorian Pan and Frederick Vesti. Hamilton's getting a personal best finish for Ferrari. Verstappen gets his first podium of the season. Hadjar gets his best finish for Red Bull. And Leclerc finishes in 4th because, yeah, Lawson's going to get penalised for what he did. So, not great for Lawson. Lawson's going to get a penalty for that. And Gasly's going to finish in 7th. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna go, guys. Bye.